Well, thank you.
Well, we are quickly shifting gears from baby talk to focusing on the workplace. And when it comes to employees, they are a company's most valuable asset. So it only makes sense to promote workplace wellness. It is a great investment for any employer.
So, I mean, the question is, what exactly is workplace wellness? Well, we get to find out because Leanne got to catch up with the experts at Tétris, South Africa.
Employees spend an average of almost 9 hours a day at work, more awake hours than any other place. So it seems logical that employers would want to develop a workplace that encourages and promotes healthy behaviors, right? Well, we've invited the experts into studio, Tétris South Africa's Emma Luyt and Sarene to share how companies can benefit from lower turnover rates, fewer absences, increases in productivity and higher job satisfaction. Does that sound good? Well, it happens through wellness in the workplace. And we have the experts here, Emma, and of course, Sarene. How are you this morning?
Great.
Very serene, hey?
Very great. Thank you so much for having us. We're really happy to be here. Thank you.
I get excited by this workplace wellness thing because I think it's so important. We do spend the majority of our lives or our day in the office. What exactly is wellness in the workplace, or is it just a fad, Emma?
It's definitely not a fad. So wellness is so important to its employees. It's not just about having a healthy salad or a glass of water and staying lean and trim. It's actually about looking after our emotions as well and making sure that we feel supportive and encouraged, and ultimately leads to good productivity for all employees.
Yeah, but I also do love adding a healthy salad in, you know, because carbs, honey,
Got to start
make
taking
you
those
tired.
stairs.
How does one exactly incorporate this wellness workplace kind of environment?
Yes, I get asked that a lot, but it all has to start from the top. Leaders of your business really have to show employees that it's okay to look after your health and your wellness, and that it's okay to spend time doing it. So I've got a really great client. He's an MD of a global business, and I always see him walking to and from the train station on his way to work, grabbing a healthy meal at the canteen and then Instagramming it so his team can see it, and really showing a good work-life balance. So it really, really has to come from the top. And like I said earlier, employees mustn't feel guilty for taking 2 or 3 more minutes to climb the stairs instead of taking the lifts or go for a run at lunchtime. It's really about work-life balance and getting that right.
That's fantastic. I love that. Sarene, what are maybe the 3 biggest factors that lowers workplace efficiency?
So to start off, definitely noise and lack of privacy, especially in an open plan environment. Temperature control and ventilation. Air cons is always a contentious issue in the workplace. I think one of the biggest. Lighting, both natural and artificial lighting, the lux levels of your lights, all of those type of things. And then bad ergonomics and lack of movement is definitely also on the top.
So there was actually a study done where lack of movement is so detrimental to your productivity at work, and they said actually you have to keep your body going every 30 minutes or get up and move around the office just to keep your mind at its peak performance. So that is a really important one, Sarene.
Well, seeing as though we've got you here, the experts, what kind of innovative designs does Tétris provide that gets people inspired and moving in the workplace?
Yeah, so the easiest way to get people moving is to create different areas within the office, almost task areas, so that people move around for the task they're doing at the time. So if you can go into a quiet focus room to have some quiet time, focus on an email or a contract, versus being in a collaboration space where you can stand at a standing desk, talk to your friends, or really just interact. We find that the more people are social, the more the sort of crossover with work and the knowledge spread happens. So it's all about creating different zones and just having people move to them throughout the day.
Well, I love this, and I'm so happy that we have you here for one more segment. Now, we know that happy workers translate into better workers. The office is like a second home. And if we've learned anything today from the Tétris South Africa family, it's that providing staff with a comfortable office space is a win-win situation. We'll be back with Sarene and Emma after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, a bit of a chill in the air as we welcome you back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. Hopefully it's encouraging you to just snuggle up a bit more.
Yeah, man.
It's Women's Day.
You're right. It's a day off, yeah.
Absolutely, public holiday. And speaking of which, we are now going to be focusing a little bit more on the work environment and exactly what it entails, especially with regards to women out there who work under particularly, I think, very stressful environments out there work environments just not always being conducive to making it a pleasure to work.
And I think wellness in the workplace, it's not just about, and I think Leanne's about to discover this, about being a more productive worker, but it's also about being the best version of yourself in that workplace.
If you find yourself daydreaming at work, wishing you could transform your office space into a creative and innovative design, well, at Tétris South Africa, you can bring these office space dreams to life. Now, we've invited the experts into studio, Tétris South Africa's Luyt and Sarene now, and they're going to be chatting more about wellness in the workplace. Ladies, we are back. Now let's talk about the rate at which South Africans are incorporating these inspirational spaces into our workplaces as compared to the rest of the world. Emma?
You know, it's such a great question because the other day a local furniture manufacturer asked me the same question, and I did a little bit of research on it. And out of 27 countries, we were rated 4th, the top best for being an engaging workforce, and you only get an engaging workforce from an innovative and creative design.
Wow.
So that was really,
four?
really great news.
Awesome.
The second is that Tétris works with international architect firms all the time, and we praised on our creativity and our IP that we have. That's also pretty great. And then thirdly, because we're quite far down south, we have to travel. So we always go to the design fairs and the design expos. We have to keep up to date on local trends. Yeah. So I think pretty all in all, we're doing really good on that front. I think really top 4.
Happy. I'm so happy about that. That means that we care about the minds and the creativity of our employees. So Sarene, why do you think it's important for companies to set up these inspirational spaces?
People that work in inspirational spaces see their work as more meaningful. They feel part of the company, they feel important to the company, and also they feel that the employer values their well-being. And a byproduct of that is actually increased productivity, creativity, and innovation.
Well, I love that. Now, with today's trends and demanding office situations, and I've got productivity loads and all that, what are those must-have features in the office? I know that we know that color is huge, but what are some of the other features as well?
Definitely coffee.
Yes, I am available for coffee. Massive necessity.
But the real answer to that is, I think, flexibility and technology. So technology allows us in the office to be able to have a conference call on a treadmill or go outside and read a contract on the balcony in the sun. And especially for me, it's catching up at emails late at night on the couch. So it's really just about having that flexibility to be able to be as productive as you can in innovative ways.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, when it comes to attracting top talent, because naturally that's what we want to do, what can companies do when it comes to having these activities or, you know, the different wellness ideas that's going to attract them?
Definitely engagement inside and outside of the workplace. Even on weekends, have activities that you bring the families, get the families involved and the children. We had a day once where we had the children all make hand paintings and you used it as art in our office. That just engages people. Definitely well-designed furniture, as Emma said earlier. Sit-stand desks is huge. It doesn't force you just to sit in one place the whole time. It gives you that flexibility. Privacy is a big thing. We all have private conversations. We need to be in a phone room or a phone booth or a small conference room where you have technology where you can have a conference call or video conference calling. Rejuvenation areas, definitely. We have areas where you can sit and watch the Soccer World Cup or the cricket. Fantastic. Nobody wants to miss it while they work, so it's important that you give your employees the opportunity to do that. And then have areas where they can just chill, informal breakaway areas, where they can play PlayStation or foosball. And the other thing, which is weirdly enough, is office protocols. For instance, we are not allowed to eat at your desk. That forces you to stand up and actually move into the office area and engage and socialize with your colleagues in different areas. So it's a combination of all those things, which is really, really important.
And that's why we are ranked 4th. because these are really important things. Thank you so much, Sarene. Thank you so much, Emma. It's been wonderful having you here. I feel so inspired just by our chat already. And hopefully you at home have gleaned something from this, considering that we spend more than 30% of our adult lives working. It's only natural that the working environment will have a direct influence on our productivity. And if we've learned anything today from the Tétris South Africa family, it's that providing staff with a comfortable office space is a win-win situation.